You know, y'all, it's really sad to think that shortly after this picture was taken, one of these young men shot the other. So there are reportedly new updates and some more details that are new that are coming out about the Trey Wright case out of South Carolina. I've shared several videos about this case, but 16-year-old Trey Wright, who is pictured here on the left, was shot and killed a few weeks ago by Devin Raper. He's 19 years old and he's pictured on the right. It was over a girl, a silly teenage love triangle, a girl who was playing both boys. And she allegedly set Trey, the victim, up. Her name is Gianna Kissenmacher. Anyway, new details are coming out that give us a little bit of a better idea of exactly what happened that night in Johnsonville when Trey was shot. According to reports, Devin fled the scene of the shooting in a vehicle that was driven by a girl, but it had multiple boys inside of it. That leads me to think this is why all these teens are getting arrested in connection to this case, because there were several in that getaway vehicle that knew Devin had just killed someone and they didn't turn him in or anything. Trey was fatally shot in the chest on the night of June 24th. It was said that the responding deputy arrived on the scene at around 11:40 p.m. to find Trey lying in the middle of the road, and several others were around him just screaming. He reportedly had 2 close-range gunshots to his chest. Witnesses told the deputy that Devin, the killer, fled the scene in a white Mazda SUV that was being driven by a female with 3 male passengers. Now, I'm hearing that the girl who was driving this vehicle was Sydney Kearns. The deputy then found out that the altercation between Trey and Devin was over a girlfriend, and a series of alleged provocative messages that were sent on the app Snapchat. Of course, it's Snapchat. One of the witnesses who was at the scene told the deputy that Trey approached and went up to the Mazda and he started to bang on the door before the door was then opened. And it was at that point that shots were fired at him. Other witnesses reportedly gave the same story and stated that they thought the people in the Mazda vehicle were indeed armed. It was said that other teen witnesses gave similar versions of the events that happened that night, and they all said that the altercation occurred quickly and unexpectedly. According to reports, the deputy also saw a white Chevrolet Malibu with a flat tire at the scene, and it was later determined that this car had been shot during the shooting. Police said as the investigation continued, it was very clear that the incident was indeed a result of a planned confrontation that turned into violence, a shooting. They also said that alcohol and previous altercations between the parties were contributing factors as well. Reportedly, 2 shotguns were also recovered at the scene, but none of the teen witnesses would tell deputies how or why they were used. It was said that one of those guns was located near the road and looked to have been shot 3 times, and then there was an unfired round about 50 yards away from it. Then there was another shotgun that was leaning against a tree that was about 80 yards from the road. Warrants said that several of the teen, including Gianna, which was Trey's girlfriend, and Corrine, knew Devin was indeed armed, and that he even made threats to shoot Trey before the actual shooting. But they did nothing. Absolute shame on them. I read that Corrine's lawyer is claiming she is innocent and that she is one of the ones that captured the shooting on video. Her attorney further said she's tiny and quiet and humble and that she had nothing to do with the shooting. She didn't promote it and had nothing to do with it happening. I have not heard of any other statements from other attorneys, if they even have attorneys. I'm sure they do. Trey's family has since said it's not fair what happened, that some of these teenagers are, well, all but Devin, I believe, are now out, while they don't have Trey anymore, and I agree. I will continue to give details and updates about this case as they become available, so make sure to follow. And if you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe.